This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Welcome to My Business Stars, a podcast series featuring conversations with disabled business owners telling their business stories. Hosted by the Disability Business Network. Kia ora, I'm that blind woman Julie Woods from the Disability Business Network and host of My Business Stars. In the studio today, we have the marvellous Joanne Wooding from K9 Kookies. Welcome, Joanne.
Hi, thank you.
Lovely to have you here. So let's start with, tell me a little bit about you.
Okay, so my name is Joanne Wooding. I was diagnosed about 13 years ago with intraocular lymphoma, which is a rare cancer of the eyes on my optic nerve. I am the only person in New Zealand who has this diagnosis. It is slowly taking my sight, and I've had many surgeries to try and get the diagnosis, which they had to send a biopsy of the tumours over to both America and to Hobart in Australia to get an actual diagnosis. Once I was diagnosed, we were able to plan treatment, and I had to apply through the Health Funding Authority for the chemo, as it was not readily available in New Zealand, and there was a huge cost on this drug. I finally got that approved and started my treatment, which was chemo directly injected into each eye twice a month at the cost of $125,000 per eye per month.
We're wincing for many reasons.
I was like the guinea pig for that drug. So that drug is called rituximab, and it's now readily available New Zealand-wide for patients because it actually put me into remission, and I'm still in remission.
Great. We like remission.
We do.
And what was the impact on your vision?
Okay, so it's taken a lot of my sight, which I actually didn't notice until I went to go for a driving test and thought, oh, I can't see. So it's taken a lot of my peripheral vision and just slowly losing what I have.
Yep. And how have you been adapting?
You learn as you go. You take each step as it comes. My motto is there is always someone out there worse than me, so that helps me to get through each day and through my struggles. I just have to think of others and what they're going through.
And what was happening for Joanne Wooding 13 years ago?
I was working in mental health, running residential rehab facilities, just helping patients to overcome their life obstacles. So that kind of gave me a footing for me to be able to work with myself and overcome my own obstacles.
Apply it to your own life.
That's the one.
Yeah. So the transition into starting a business, what was the thinking behind that?
So I have had to leave my job permanently, so I'm no longer able to work in the public sector. I was working for Te Whatu Ora in the health, being their customer service representative. Couldn't see the screens anymore, and just out of a pure funny discussion I had with a colleague around my baking, because I love to bake, and she casually said, oh, you should make dog treats. And I thought, you know what, I should. So I researched into it, and it kind of boiled from there, and full steam ahead since.
And what kind of dog treats are they? How did that evolve? There must have been testing on humans and dogs.
Humans. Yes, my husband found my cookies on the bench, not realising they were for dogs, and took a nice big bite of one and said to me, gosh, they're very bland, but they're okay. So I use natural ingredients. I make my own peanut butter. I go to Dunedin to do that, so there's no additives or preservatives in that. I also source organic rolled oats, which I turn into oat flour, as oat flour is a better ingredient for dogs. And I use, bananas, mashed bananas, overripe bananas, because they've got more flavour. And then I've just researched a whole lot of different alternative flavours like beetroot, kumara, pumpkin, carrot, blueberries, apple. So I incorporate these into my treats.
And we know you've got 2 dogs yourself, so are they testers?
They are indeed. They are my great taste testers. What I've done with them is I will put 3 or 4 different flavoured cookies on my couch and invite them to come and take a sniff, and then they do, and they take the one that appeals to them. Most often than not, or more often than not, it's the blueberry ones they like the best. However, they have been taking the beetroot ones lately, and they disappear with them. So that's a good good
Yeah,
sign that they're okay.
who would have thought?
Yes.
That's what's good about dogs. They just go for it, don't they? There's no...
Well, my 2 are very fussy, so they were the great taste testers. They are so fussy, sometimes they will not eat for a couple of days because they don't like what I've put down in their bowl, but it's the way it is. So when they did take my treats and do every single time without fail, that's a really good test.
What challenges have you faced in having a business?
So I haven't actually faced challenges as in the business side of things, but the challenges have been I had to have emergency surgery on my left eye on the 15th of July. So that kind of put a spanner in the works, and my eye has not recovered very well. It's taken a lot of time and effort. Sounds like my doggies are having a fight over a cookie at the moment. So it's taken a lot of time and effort to recover from that, but I've utilised that time to create different things for my business and ideas. I've actually written a poem about my struggles. Would you like me to read that to you?
We would love you to read that to us. That would be great.
Cool. Sorry, just opening my phone. Now, I have called it I See You Not. I don't need perfect vision to know what matters most. A happy dog, a wagging tail, the voice of a friendly host. My journey's not the usual path. It's windy, it's rough, it's true. But no matter what, my heart and soul goes into everything I do. Adaptability is my superpower. Vision impairment taught me so. That through every dark cloud, it's the rain that helps you grow. So I took the challenge for my K9 Kookie treats, my superpower fully loaded, supplying puppies some tasty treats. Where others may see a challenge, well, I say bring it on instead. So I get busy creating deep inside my head, where I plan each step that I need to take. I think and create, and then I make. That is trial and error. My puppies pay their dues because they are my taste testers for my healthy doggy chews. So no matter what your challenge, you grip life by the horns. Don't listen to negativity. Don't take on their scorns. You can do anything that you set your mind to. Just believe in yourself and make your own dreams come true. The end.
Wonderful. And wow, there's so much in there. Where does the poetry come from?
Somewhere deep within my brain, I've always written poetry for birthdays and Christmases, and recently started writing them for friends. And I have created a website offering poetry for people if they wanted something personal, because I like to write poetry for each individual person rather than the trees are green, the sky is blue, happy as me and happy as you kind of thing. I like to make it a personal poem, so it's not generic kind of thing.
Yes, yeah. So disruption is something that jumped out at me, and it's something that we as disabled people experience a lot. And I see that you turn that into an opportunity to think and make. And, you know, that's great, isn't it, to be able to turn that around, that
Yes.
break that you have.
Yep. Well, when you're in bed and not able to do anything, can't even lift a coffee, all you can do is lie there. And rather than wasting the time, I used it to create and think and put it to good use.
I was thinking and asked the question, what advantage do you think your impairment brings you to your business, and from listening to your poem, I heard that it was about adaptation being your superpower. Is that what you would say?
Yep, that's exactly right. So just adapting, because I am a baker and always have been since I was young, I know quantities, I know how to measure, I know how to do stuff. So it's just a matter of adapting using my finger, making sure I feel the cup. So that everything's correct. And like I said, my puppies are my trial and error. So if I make a mistake, I'm sure they they will tell me.
And where do you sell your K9 cookies?
So I've been selling them to family and friends. And recently I've been invited to the Air New Zealand markets to present my products there and sell them there. So gallantly working on a plan to get those up and running. I've just done 4 batches of them now, so probably another 5 or 6 batches to go, so I'll be ready for that. So because I'm not able to drive, I do have to rely on others to support me with that. So my daughter is supporting me on that day, and closer to Christmas, my husband's going to help me to get to and from different markets around Auckland to promote and sell my cookies there.
Great. And what's the best thing about having a business, do you think?
Oh, being my own boss, goodness me. I don't have to get out of bed to an alarm if I don't want to. I do have a plan that I do have to do what I want to do or need to do, but it doesn't have to be done at 7:30 a.m. I can get out of bed at 12 and continue on till 6 o'clock at night. And yeah, and I growl myself if I do get myself into trouble.
Well, yeah, I'd love to be a witness to that conversation. Having a business involves not just you, but lots of people, and it's all about relationships. Is there one person that you would like to thank for helping you and supporting you in your business?
Not so much one person, because it has been a group effort by some family members and my friends. So I do want to thank my family and my best friend for helping me to name the business. And I do want to have a huge thank you to the Disability Network, Business Network, for supporting me and encouraging me and inviting me to come on to this show. So I am very grateful for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Well, we know stars when we see them, and you're certainly that, and we are grateful that you did come on and share your story.
Thank you.
Joanne, what's the dream for K9 Kookies?
Well, originally I thought, yes, I want to get into the supermarket. But you know what? I don't. I don't want to sell in supermarkets, because that would mean I have to put additives and preservatives into my cookies. I do not want to do that. So my dream has shifted to, I would just like every dog to have the opportunity to try my treats, and just get the word out there that there is healthy alternatives to what you buy in the supermarket. Yeah, so that's just my dream there, is to have healthy dogs in New Zealand that enjoy my treats, not so much the supermarket.
That's great. And we know that lots of people love their dogs.
Oh, yes.
So there's less of a budget when it comes to doggy treats.
Yes, and I don't charge over the top. People have said I should charge more, but I charge what I think is a good price, which is $3.50 for 50 grams of cookies, and I think that's a reasonably fair price. It's less than $5. It's within the budget, and your dog's going to have a few treats for a week.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And, well, I look forward to buying some for some of the doggies that I have in my life. And finally, what would you like to say to other people, disabled people who are thinking about setting up a business?
You know what? Just go for it. What have you got to lose? Absolutely nothing, because you haven't got a business to start with, so starting one, and if it fails, hey, so what? Start again, try again. Like I said in my poem, grab life by the horns. It's your life. Do it. Why not?
And could you have imagined 13 years ago that you would be doing what you're doing now?
Oh, not at all. Always had a dream to sell my baking. So this is kind of a chip off that dream in a different direction, but no, would never have ever have thought I'd be starting my own business, especially in dog treats.
So, tipping that on its head, next 13 years?
Watch this space. I don't have a plan. I just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. Because I think sometimes it's good to have a plan, like a business plan, but I think sometimes you just got to go with the flow because plans don't always go how you plan. And life takes its toll.
Yeah, that's right. How good does it feel to have learned that adaptation is your superpower, because that prepares you for anything that comes up in the future?
It was a lot of thought went into what my superpower is, and I did come up with adaptability because I do have to adapt every step I take, because at the moment I do have double vision. Every step I take, I have to be 100% sure that that is what I'm stepping onto, the ground, not invisibility. So adapting myself has become a huge part of my everyday life and everything I do, including taking a sip of my coffee. You know, I've got to adapt myself, make sure I don't spill it down the front of myself. So everything. I always say every step is a foreign country when you're not sure what's in front of you. That's right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So, well, you know, we're just grateful that you came on and told us your story, and thank you for being so open and sharing what has happened to you in terms of your vision loss and all the treatment that you went through 13 years ago. It's amazing to think where you are now, which is where hope lies, isn't it?
Exactly.
So that would be the message for anyone that's listening.
Never give up. There's always hope, no matter what.
You've been listening to Joanne Wooding from K9 Kookies. Now, let's get the spelling of this right, Joanne, for everybody.
So the letter K and then the numeral number 9, and then cookies is spelled Kookies.
And if people want to get hold of you, where do they go? Or what do they do?
I have a website, which is k9kookies.co.nz, or they can contact me on my cell phone 021 688 433. Can't quite remember my email address offhand, but it is on my website. So feel free to contact me through there.
And can we just repeat the phone number?
021 688 433.
And can we just touch quickly on adaptive technology, because how much of a part has that played? I noticed that you read your poem from your phone.
Yes. So in regards to that, I do have to have my cell phone on the largest print to be able to see, and adaptability with my computer. I also have that set to the largest print. And the Blind Low Vision New Zealand have been amazing and given me a program to put onto my computer that talks and tells me everything that is on my screen. So I can use that if there is a website that I'm not able to see. So I am very grateful for that.
Yeah, so you have a combination of enlarged text as well as speech.
I do, yes.
Yeah, which prepares you very nicely for when you transition through your vision loss towards that speech software. I have a blind friend that used to say, "Welcome to the dark side," and that was the users of speech software. So we're here and waiting for you, Joanne. You know, when that change happens and you're preparing yourself to transition and letting go of whatever vision may no longer work, and embrace what you hear through your ears and nose and mouth and toes. So sounds like you're doing a great job. You got all that sorted. I can feel another poem coming on.
Oh, yeah, they're always ticking around in my head, so there will be one somewhere.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming on My Business Stars, and we wish you all the best for the future on behalf of the Disability Business Network. Thank you for coming on today.
Oh, thank you so much, Julie. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, once again, thank you so much to the Disability Business Network. You guys have been amazing. You, Sandra, and Selwyn. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. And just remember, everybody, Joanne gave you those contact details. If you would like to get hold of her, you know where to go. And if you didn't get them, you can contact that blind woman, Julie Woods, julie@thatblindwoman.co.nz. You've been listening to my Business Stars. We thank you for doing so, and tune in for our next episode coming up soon. Ka kite anō. The Disability Business Network is the only business network in Aotearoa, New Zealand, dedicated to business owners who live with an impairment. If you are disabled, own your own business, and would love to mix with people who look like you, then join us today at the Disability Business Network. You can find us at disabilitybusinessnetwork.org, or you can contact that blind woman, Julie Woods, on 021 913 513, or email julie@thatblindwoman.co.nz. At the Disability Business Network, we believe in disabled people being successful in their own businesses and becoming business stars.
My Business Stars is proudly sponsored by CCS Disability Action Aotearoa, New Zealand's largest pan-disability support and advocacy organisation. We've been working alongside disabled people since 1935 and are now at the forefront of service provision, advocacy and information sharing in the disability sector. We partner with disabled people, their families and whānau to enable them to have choice and control in their lives. You can reach us on 0800 227 2255 or visit our website ccsdisabilityaction.org.nz to learn more.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.